Today's episode is about roofing nails and why it's so important that they not miss their target.
Because it'll leak, and that's the biggest problem.
Nails in the seams. So most roofs are put on row by row, and each shingle essentially goes side by side, and then those shingles run horizontally across the roof, and that's considered a course or a row.
Of course.
The row above it, it gets put on, but on a stagger, an offset. So the seam here is offset somewhere in the middle of this over there.
Staggered.
The biggest problem that we find is that nails, if you put a shingle together like this and the two shingles meet, in the center of that, there's a lot of roofers that put a nail right there. Well, what happens is water runs down the roof. It runs into that nail.
I'm a nail in the seam.
And it leaks. It's probably gonna leak maybe the first rainstorm. It's probably gonna leak maybe 5 years, 10 years down the road. But it's guaranteed that that thing is gonna leak at some point. We suggest is, one of the biggest suggestions is that these nails be set 4 inches, at least 4 inches back from the seam. So all roofers should know that, but that's the number one issue that we run into with improper nail targets on shingles. The other thing that you're gonna see is low nails. We call that shiners.
Gotcha.
It's just a lazy contractor. It's a lazy roofer who is putting these shingles on and nailing below the exposure line. If it shows when you look up, you see a little shiny speck up on the roof, that's because the guy was a moron and lazy. And he knows it happened because he's putting these shingles on row by row, course by course. And you can see it when you install these. And what you're supposed to do is stop, take out your hammer, rip the shingle off, put a new shingle in, and nail it correctly. But they don't care. These guys don't care about your roof. They have maybe low morals, low values, and don't have any pride in their work. But that happens a lot, and that's the second thing. You know, not only nails in the seams, but you got low nails. Then, third, you've got high nails. So they're nailing these shingles so high above where you're supposed to have them, the nail actually land.
Yeesh.
That, probably a good storm, wind comes by, and your shingles blow off. And that's why you see a lot of blow-offs, because the guys are too scared to show a shiner, and they're too dumb to hit the real mark, so they hit higher, which then causes the roof to blow off. Those are the three things that are most important when targeting, putting nails in the right spot on a roof. As a homeowner, how do you identify this stuff? So first, your shingles blow off. That means they nailed the thing high. You'll definitely know. You'll see shingles on the ground. You'll see no shingles on your roof. You look up and see a shiner, number 2. You look up there and you got a shiny little thing and you're like, what is that on my roof? Probably nothing. Maybe someone left a nail. No, it's a low nail. You know, that's where the guys decided to low nail the shingle. That's going to leak over time. So you can do a visual inspection to make sure that you don't see any of those after you get your roof done. If it's later down the line, you're probably not going to see it because those nails rust out and it'll blend in with the shingles. But the other third thing to look for is that you have a leak. It's probably due to the fact that there's a nail in the seam and you can't see it, or there's a nail too close to the seam, or there's a low nail. So you'll know exactly what's going on there. You know, one of the other things is that these could be slow leaks, and you'll notice it over time in your ceilings, and you'll see these little dime-shaped spots when you look up in your drywall. And they may be randomly over one room. They might be in a couple rooms. It might be in the hallway. And then just kind of all over the place. And they show up and you're like, I don't think that's really leaking. Then it gets a little bit bigger. And then over time, you're like, I think I have a leak. That's probably due to one of these nails in the seams or a low nail. They'll leak very slowly, usually, to start. And then after they've been rained on and stuff, it'll kind of open up and you'll have a constant leak in your roof. Can you get a warranty to protect yourself against this? Most manufacturer warranties, they are specifically made to protect against warranty defects or material defects. So your material is bad, then they will come in and they'll give you money towards getting new material put back on your roof. And sometimes they'll cover, depends on what warranty you have, they'll cover tear off, labor fees and all that. One of the things that not all the warranties offer is a workmanship and material warranty. Now the workmanships, you got to make sure that you read the fine print. You also have to have a contractor who's credentialed and able to offer a workmanship warranty to you. So you just have to read the fine print. Most terms on workmanship warranties are somewhere between 10 and 25 years.
Joint, cat. I'm trying to do a video. Relax.
So these manufacturers don't want you to have a problem with your roof, and they don't want the liability of having to come out and fix your workmanship issues. And so this warranty is only given to credentialed contractors within their program that are at a high level. So just think about that and make sure you deal with a credentialed contractor. Doesn't mean that they're not going to happen. It's not going to happen, but you just got to make sure that they're at least credentialed. So how do you make sure that nails hit the target on your roof? You're probably never going to be able to do this and make sure that it never happens. Roofers are human and we make mistakes. And I would just suggest that you do a couple things here to limit the issues that you're going to have. Number one, ice shield. Make sure you have a contractor who's applying ice shields.
Ice shield for life, man.
To the rakes, to the eaves, to the step flashing areas, to the valleys, around your pipe collars, around skylights. If nailing is done improperly, it usually takes place in those parts of your roof, and they're the most important. So the ice shield will seal around that nail regardless of it being put in the seam or low. So it will take longer for that nail to leak. Maybe it takes 20 years instead of a couple months, 5 years. But it's going to take longer for it to leak due to the fact that it has the ice shield protection underneath, which seals around that nail head. Number two, select a credential contractor. We talked about that. It's important to make sure that they can offer you the warranty, which is number three. Get the workmanship and material warranty. That way you can protect not only your material investment, but the workmanship, which can sometimes be more important than the material warranty. Number four, select a company with the highest workmanship warranty from themselves. Some guys we're a year workmanship warranty, calls in a year, anything happens. Some are 5, some are 10, some are 15. Some companies like us, we are lifetime. So we believe that we are going to back the material warranties with our workmanship warranties. So if the manufacturer says, hey, this shingle's 10 years, we're going to give you our workmanship warranty for 10 years. If they say it's 50 years, we're going to give 50 years. If the pipe collar says it's 5 years, our workmanship warranty is for the amount of the manufacturer warranty. So we're in line with the manufacturer warranty as far as terms and our workmanship. Number five, select a company with lots of great Google reviews. There's lots of review places out there. I think the number one spot to get a good feel for a business is on Google. That's important. Make sure they have a lot of reviews and that they're good. And then go through them. There's going to be bad ones. But go through and find out what the people have said about the company that was great. And usually it's along the lines of, they cared, they did the extra step. Look for those type of words that means that the company cares about you and your money, not just you as a number and a dollar sign. Number 6, select a company that looks and feels professional. If they show up with a, I don't know, estimate and they write it on a bar napkin, or they write it on a piece of paper and throw it in front of you, and then that's your contract, that's not professional. If the way that they set the appointment with you is, oh yeah, well, let's try this day. Are you good with that? And okay, we'll see you there. Never contact you again. Never give you a call to confirm that you're still going to be there. They don't send a picture of the estimator. Just don't go with something that feels unprofessional. Everybody should know what professionalism feels like and looks like and acts like. Just stay away from the other ones. Ask about their workforce and how they are trained. I don't think anybody even bothers to ask this question, but in my opinion, that's important. How do you train your guys? How do you treat your guys? How long have the guys been with you? That kind of stuff. Just ask questions about the crews. I think it's important for you to know that as well, because that's a reflection on the people that are working. That's a direct correlation between how they answer that question and what shows up at your house, who shows up at your house. If they seem totally different, they said, oh, they're great, they're professional, but then they show up, the truck's falling apart, they get trash all over the yard, they're screaming and playing loud music and all that kind of stuff, it seems like you didn't get what you were told you were going to get. And that's a little bit too late, but you might want to make sure that, bring the people in the company out other than the installers and make them take a look at the work that they did, get on the roof, and that way you can have some type of comfort with, what you were told compared to what you thought you got. If they don't meet this criteria, you know what I say about that? Just pick the dude up, pick him up, take him to the door. If this is your estimator or whatever. If you don't get any of those answers, throw them out the frickin' door and lock the door and tell them get the hell out of your house. This is going to save you a lot of time and money. Like, let's say, get out of here, loser. Yeah. That's just me.